I have 10 rules because my house used to be messy all the time, but these house rules keep it tidy and clean all the time. And the first, the walls are hot lava. We're not allowed to touch them. This might seem neurotic, and this is not a rule for guests, but for my family, why are people wanting to caress the walls? Everyone, especially putting on their shoes, going upstairs, they just like support themselves. Get your hands off the walls, because usually teenagers' hands are filled with chocolate and Cheetos. And when I implemented this rule, everyone thought I was crazy. When I would clean the house, it would always still feel like dingy. And that's because grime attracts grime. But I do not have time to wash walls. Just like we have a rule that the walls are hot lava, flat surfaces are also hot lava, unless you have a raft. Which is why I love shallow trays and baskets just like this, because if you put it down, bursts into flames. But if it's on a raft, everything's okay. And this is so good for things like mail and papers. You come home, instead of putting it down where it bursts into flames, we put it in a basket. It creates a limit. It makes sure that things aren't spreading everywhere, and it actually is putting things away. This can be used everywhere, like my kids. They used to drop their coat on the floor. Even the floor counts as a surface and is hot lava. So having something as simple as a hook means it's not gonna burst into flames and everyone's winning. The thing is, not everything can always be away. Maybe it's the book you're currently reading or the remote control. But where do you put it? And when you put it down, it creates clutter, which is why it has to be just as easy to put away as it is down, with like little rafts. Trust me, this is magical. If you start thinking about your home in this way, that surfaces are hot lava, it changes everything. Hot lava rule is a good one, yeah? You like that one?
Do you know where that used to come from?
No, my brain.
1, 2, 3. Force lava!
You're dead! Seriously, this is where we used to play this with our kids, yeah?
Oh, the kids used to play it all the time.
Yeah, so it works. And it's like, quick, I need to
Don't.
It's happening.
Don't do it.
It's happening.
Don't, you're gonna break it.
I'm the
Don't, you're gonna.
I am nimble. I'm nimble. You are playing The Floor is Hot Lava, but with all your stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's a life changing.
I had visions of this just cracking and falling to the floor.
I do want to redo this kitchen.
I gotta go.
Thanks for your help. That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Where the rule came from.
Yeah.
This rule, everyone gets a different colored towel. Why? Because once I came out of the shower and I grabbed the towel and I started drying my face and I realized, why is my towel damp? And then Joe said, that's actually my towel. And then I pictured him. A little this, a little that. I was horrified. So everybody has a different towel for that reason, but also there's other reasons too. Come with me. I have 2 teenagers that share this bathroom, and because they weren't sure whose towel was whose, this is what they were doing. They were taking them off and throwing them on the floor. And then I always just had dirty towels. This isn't a hotel. I was doing laundry and the bathroom always looked like a mess. I couldn't blame anyone in particular because I didn't know whose towel was whose. That's why everyone now has their own towel. Not only do they feel safe that they're not gonna dry their face with butt juice, but also they're reluctant to just throw them on the floor because I'll know who the culprit is. This rule is gonna seem like slightly neurotic, but honestly, it's probably my favorite. And that is, the kitchen is closed at 10 p.m. until the next morning because I work hard to clean the crumbs and clean up before I go to bed. And then I've got teenagers and a spouse, and they will sneak down here. And then I wake up the next day and there's just stuff everywhere. So having it closed doesn't mean it's actually closed. I mean, they can come down and get a snack, but they fear me, and therefore they actually pick up after themselves and they don't leave a huge mess. Never leave a room empty-handed. This is a rule that changes everything in my house. Every time we leave a room, make sure something's in your hand that you're bringing with you where it needs to go. If you're going upstairs, why not take a laundry basket and carry it up with you? If you're going outside to water the flowers anyways, why not bring the reusable shopping bags? Always think, what can I bring with me? This is why this rule is so crazy impactful. It trains your brain to be a tidier person. It forces you, when you're like, never leave a room empty-handed, to notice things that otherwise would be invisible, and it forces you to tidy and clean as you go. Going downstairs to get another drink, grab the old drink or anything else, trash all the stuff that belongs downstairs. The 1 minute rule. I first heard this from Gretchen Rubin, who, fun fact, we are doing a collab together, so check out that video. But here's the 1 minute rule. If something takes a minute or less, do it now. My squirrel brain wants to just put the dirty dishes down, but if it takes a minute or less to put it in the dishwasher, I gotta do it now. And I use this rule everywhere. When I'm getting dressed, my instinct is just to throw the dirty clothes on the floor, but it takes a minute or less to put it in the dirty laundry. When I get ready in the morning, I'm a slob. My natural instinct is to just leave everything out. But then I remember the 1 minute rule. So I made it so easy to put things away in seconds. I have no excuses. 1 minute rule. When I come home after a long day and I'm tired, this is where the 1 minute rule really saves me, because usually I would just drop everything because laziness and exhaustion. But then I remember the 1 minute rule. So if it takes a minute or less, I just do it immediately. It means instead of tripping over the shoes, I just kick them into a cubby, and I have quick hooks for my coat. It has you reevaluating your whole house. I used to just put the mail here, so instead, I just made a quick little clutter catcher to put it here. The 1 minute rule has you changing systems to make a space that's so easy, you might as well put it away because it's easier than putting it down. This next rule is life-changing. Hello, beautiful. My Roomba runs daily, at least once a day, that's a rule. And it runs first thing in the morning because, like an alarm clock, I wake up to the sound of cleaning and I feel energized, I feel productive. It's almost like body doubling. Not only is this little robot vacuuming and mopping my entire house multiple times a day, but when it's running, it signals work to my brain, which means I'm more likely to send that email I'm procrastinating or do the dishes because the Roomba is my body double. This is a rule every day, no matter what. Everything's cleaner, but also I feel more energized. Let's go. Come on, baby. Do a good job. You do the floors, I'll go do the toilets. Meet you back here in 10 minutes. Fist bump, fist bump. This rule is a load a day. I don't know what monster made this a daily house rule. It was me. I'm that monster. Because I used to decorate my house with laundry. Clean laundry, dirty laundry. There was laundry on the couch, on the floor, on the bed, kind of everywhere. And now I make sure I do a load a day. And I don't just wash it. No, friends. I also have to dry it, and here's the big one, put it away. It's the putting away part that sucks. Just me, putting away laundry.
Hey,
I hate this rule because I hate this chore more than anything, but I've made it easy because I don't fold. That's the truth. And this literally is less than 5 minutes because when you do it every day, that's where the magic is, my friend. That's where the magic is. Have you heard of the Sunday reset rule? Every Sunday, I pretend my mom is coming Monday morning, and I do all the things I wouldn't normally do to make them look super nice. We make the beds, even though we don't normally make the beds. We do all the little tidying so that we start our week totally fresh Monday morning. We do meal prep, which means we make lunches and have things ready for the entire week to come. And we also take a few seconds to just plan the menu. So if something's gonna go bad or something's on sale, we plan the whole menu for the week on Sunday. Another thing we do every Sunday is trash bag therapy. It's therapeutic. We grab a trash bag and spend 5 minutes just hunting for garbage, like leftovers that are gross or the empty shampoo bottles. But the most important thing we do is every Sunday, we pay the bills.
we pay the bills?
I have a magical credit card. It's just always empty.
I pay the bills.
Every Sunday. Thanks, Joe.
They get mad if you don't.
They do. They get pretty mad. Apparently. I would not know. That is his job. This rule is not my rule, it's Canada's rule. It's like a countrywide rule, but I'm so glad it exists, and that is no shoes in the house. We come in, we take them immediately off at the door because, well, they're disgusting. Here's the question I have. Over half the world leaves their shoes on. And I don't even want to get into asking, like, what if you step in dog poo? Or what if you use a public bathroom and now you're walking in your house? No, that's not what I think about. I think about the logistics. Where do the shoes go? What if you're wearing high heels? Are you just walking around your house, risking your ankles in high heels? So you're wearing your shoes, again, I'm not judging, and you're gonna watch a movie. Are they on the couch or are they off the couch and now you have to remember to put them back on? What if you're tired and fall asleep? I would just want to be a fly on the wall in somebody's home that keeps their shoes on. Again, not to judge, just to know. Do people just have shoes everywhere? Joe, like when you wear your shoes in the house, where do they go?
You have a lot of shoe-related questions.
I have so many shoe questions.
You have so many shoe questions.
But like, where do they go?
Yeah.
You're barefoot 24/7. Imagine if you had to always have shoes on.
Do sandals count?
You might be wondering, what's the point of these house rules? Thing is, I used to be really messy. My house was always cluttered and a disaster. And it's these house rules that keep it tidy all the time without me having to clean and tidy all the time. Like, these rules changed everything. And so I wanted to share them with you because if you are also struggling with a messy house, you deserve a home that is always clean and tidy, and it doesn't have to be hard to get there. I hope you're feeling inspired to have some house rules for yourself. And I'm curious, you might think I'm neurotic. Let me know, I can take it, but also let me know if you have some perhaps weird house rules yourself. Also, if you wear shoes in the house where you live, please answer all of my questions because genuinely, not judging, just so curious. Sometimes I lay in bed at night and think, where do the shoes go? Where do the shoes go? Thanks so much. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. Ever since I was diagnosed with ADHD, everywhere I look, I try to diagnose other things with ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure Canadian weather, ADHD. It's spring. Yesterday, totally freezing. Today, hot as balls. Do we open the windows? Do we close them? It's supposed to have frost this week. And yet, it was almost 90 at the beginning of last week. Tomorrow, supposed to be warm. The next day, freezing. Make it make sense, Canada. Make it make sense. At least we don't wear shoes in the house. I mean, there's lots of things to love about Canada. We are not getting political. Don't you dare get political. My point is, I'm pretty sure the weather ain't right in the head. That's all. See you guys next time. Watch me strut. Watch me strut. Also, wait a minute. What if you have a husband who never wears shoes and always wears bare feet? Do you crunch toes? I have questions. Sorry about that. That was an accident. But honestly, look at these babies. Could you imagine? It'd be so loud if we wore shoes in the house all the time.
I don't know if it'd be any louder than it normally is. Guys, come see.
Yeah, don't touch the walls. It's not a, it's, oh my frickin', you see? Even you're scared though. You're like semi-touching them because you know you're also afraid. Just use the railing, people.